You won't believe what happens next. It's like a detective novel, except with a creepy hairless vibe. Old Pooh suspects it might be a dude called Dragon the Bald Weirdo, and the chief could only roll his eyes at this. So, to find the killer, launch a pants-off operation on Old Town Man. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Just when everyone was at a loss, the lady cop swoops in with the clue. She noticed that those cheesy love songs on the radio always matched the case timings. Even more surprising, the song requests were specifically for rainy days. Whoa! Old Sue immediately had a lightbulb moment. It's all about the radio request post. She hurried to the radio station, searching the postcards, but requests overflowed like in Detective Conan. Yesterday's card was already trash VAP. Meanwhile, old Pio was convinced the killer was Dragon, so she literally soaked in the bathhouse all day, hunting for the mysterious hairless guy. After disappointment with every bald man he saw, old Pio turned to a fortune teller. Since traditional detective methods failed, he tried the supernatural. The fortune teller handed her a mystical criminal seeing charm and said she just needed to mix some dirt from the crime scene with water. Then pour it on the charm, and voila, out pops the criminal's face. Just as everyone was waiting with bated breath, a figure suddenly approached from afar. Old Pio thought the killer was back for a rematch, so everyone ducked behind the grass. But when she got a good look, she was shocked to see it was Old Sue. What's she doing here late at night? Old Pio and friends decided to wait and see Old Sue's tricks. Just then, another figure appeared in the distance. Old Sue quickly dove into the bushes as a strange man approached the crime scene, checking the area for. He took a woman's underwear from his pants, put it beside the woman, and did something unspeakable. Old Pio and his crew were stunned. They all agreed that this guy was definitely the killer. Just as they were about to spring into action, our cow accidentally stepped on the man, heard the noise and ran immediately. 3 chased him straight into a factory. Once they reached the factory, everyone was dumbstruck, as all the workers were dressed in identical jackets. But old Pio wasn't going to let this mystery slip through her. Sharp eyes swept the crowd and caught a flash of red. Old Pio had everyone line up. She instantly spotted her target with a glance. Cow kicked the target to the ground, while Old Sue worried about making a wrong arrest, checking the woman's underwear for evidence. At the priest, the man said he hadn't killed anyone, his small home and 3 kids left no time with his wife. That's why she went to the crime scene to vent her frustrations. Is that even illegal? Old Pio was stumped and decided to check out the man's house herself. Upon arriving home, it was exactly as he said. Old Pio wouldn't miss such a clue, so she confined him for 3 days. Then forced him to tell the truth. The man gave in, but Old Sue refused. She'd rather be the culprit. But just when she was ready to confess, she provided a series of inconsistent details that sounded straight out of a newspaper article. The only detail that caught Old Sue's attention was a mention of a creeper lurking behind the school. That wasn't in the newspaper, yet the man kept bringing it up. She remembered hearing about it from 2 girls not long ago and quickly went to gather more intel. However, when she asked about the rumors in the restroom, the girl told her to check it out herself. With no options left, she ventured alone into the school bathroom, only to find no creeper at all, but ended up looking like a creeper herself. A female teacher provided a clue. There was a woman living in a straw hut behind the restroom who often screamed at night. Old Sue made her way to the straw hut, and indeed found a woman there. Before she could say anything, the woman bolted inside in terror. Despite showing her ID, the woman still refused to open the door. Old Sue had to ask a female colleague to mediate. Finally, the woman started recounting her nightmare from a year ago. She was actually one of the survivors of multiple murder cases. The method matched previous cases: stockings for neck, panties over eyes. She had survived by playing dead the whole time. The woman didn't remember the killer's face, but she never forgot how soft his hands were. With this crucial clue, Old Sue headed back to the precinct and took a closer look at the perverted guy's hands. To her shock, the calloused hands belonged to no killer at all. They'd messed up again, so Old Sue told Old Pooh to cut the abuser loose. But Old Pooh refused, undermining her coercion. They argued due to disagreement. The chief happened to walk in on this comedy act and grabbed the chair to break it up. But just then, the lady cop shouted for everyone to freeze. The radio played that love song again. Outside drizzled, as if another innocent girl faced disaster. Sure enough, the next day, they received a report a woman's body had been callously discarded by the river, and chillingly, her lower body was stuffed with 9 pieces of peach. Clearly, the killer was taunting the police. Old Pooh, furious, tore down all previous suspect lists. The female officer suddenly got a call about the found radio song request postcards. Following the address and the postcards, Old Pooh and Old Sue rushed to the requester's house only to find it completely empty. From the decor and photos inside, the requester had military experience and severe OCD. Thanks to a neighbor, they found out the man worked at a nearby factory and his name was Parkain Kai. Old Sue touched his hands and realized they were surprisingly dead. The timeline matches the first case in September last year, but the requester knew nothing of the final broadcast, leading Old Sue to suspect him as the killer. But Pa Kai and Kai refused to confess. Prior coercion backlash bar all tactics. Without solid evidence, conviction was impossible. Then, Old Sue suddenly recalled Bai Guanghao's vivid description of the crime. It was as if he had witnessed the scene himself. So they dashed to Bai Guohao's family restaurant, only for Bai Guohao to freak out when he saw them. He thought they were there to arrest him again, scampered up a utility pool, and refused to calm down. Old Sue and Old Pooh calmed him down with sweet talk. Then they lured Bai Guohao into recounting the crime scene from that night. At a critical moment, Bai Guohao had an episode, making Old Pooh lose temper and hit him. Then his dad arrived, enraged by the scene.